Hey everybody, have you ever seen a lighthouse that was covered in so much ice it looks like something out of a Disney movie? Well, stick around and you're about to. Also, drop me a comment, and if you've not done so already, hit the old subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. The world has a way of making us feel small, doesn't it? It's in the breathtaking landscapes that stretch beyond the horizon, the towering mountains that have stood for eons, and the endless oceans that whisper tales of ancient mysteries. There are moments when the enormity of it all can be overwhelming. In these moments of feeling small, there's a unique opportunity for introspection, a chance to reflect on our place in the cosmos and the profound impact that we have on the world, no matter how seemingly insignificant. So as we embark on our photographic journey today, let's remember that capturing the beauty of our world is not just about freezing moments in time. It's about acknowledging our smallness and finding the extraordinary within it. Join me as we explore the transformative potential of photography, where even the smallest moments can tell the most significant stories. Let's dive into the art of capturing the extraordinary in our seemingly small world. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and if it's your first time here, thank you very much for stopping by the channel. Today we are in St. Joseph's, Michigan. It's quaint, charming, small town right on the shores of Lake Michigan, and they have 3 lighthouses that when the conditions are right freeze over, cakes of ice, and it's all kind of swaled in the wind. It's really cool, and we've had those conditions this year. So I made the two and a half hour drive over to St. Joe's, and here we go. Thanks a lot for stopping by. At St. Joe's, they have 3 lighthouses. They have 1 on the South Pier and 2 on the North Pier. So what I had to do was figure out which one I wanted to shoot the most. Because knowing the weather was going to be freezing, I knew I wasn't going to be able to spend hours upon hours out there and go to the end of one pier and then come back and go to the end of the other pier. So what I did was I pulled up the map on Google, and I knew the sun was going to be coming in. If the sun was going to come in, it was going to come in from my right hand side. And I was thinking that the furthest out lighthouse on the North Pier would be the one that was mostly covered in ice. So that meant I wanted to go out on the South Pier so I would have some separation and be able to shoot that North Pier against the murky skies and use my longer lens to zoom in. Having that separation allows me to show more of the environment and get a much, in my opinion, a much better landscape image of the North Lighthouse. That being said, here's a few of my favorites of the outer North Lighthouse. Then I turned my attention to the inner north lighthouse. But before we get into that, I want to show you how sketchy it was when I was out there. So I'm basically walking around on a sheet of ice, and at any given time you're only about 6 feet away from the edge, and it's hard to tell in the video, but this ice slopes pretty sharply towards Lake Michigan. And if you were to fall into this thing, you're pretty much on your own. There's no one else out there, and there's probably no getting out of that water, and hypothermia is going to set in real quickly. Here you can see me standing on the crest of the ice, pretty much in the middle. So yeah, this is definitely one of the sketchier scenes I've ever gotten myself into. But when I'm out there taking pictures, I really don't think about, the dangerous parts or the cold or the heat or anything like that. It's kind of weird, really, and honestly, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Alright, so now let's get back to the North Pier Inner Lighthouse. There was another photographer out there, and she started telling me about all the beautiful reflections she was getting off of the ice and water.
The reflections, there's some really pretty reflections going on.
I'm not even seeing the reflections.
I got down low, there was some that was popping off of like some of this, and then as you get down, as you head back where it's clear, you'll get some of the red from the lighthouse.
Oh, cool.
And you'll see it on the clear part, but there's been a little bit kind of playing off of.
I had no idea why I was not seeing those reflections she was talking about until I saw this clip. Keep your eyes on the reflection of the top of the lighthouse right there in those chunks of ice. Pretty wild how it comes and goes as the ice moves in the water. I got a couple good shots of this lighthouse here, and I'll put those up for you now. Now the third lighthouse, the one that was on the pier that I was standing on, although it was very cool to look at, I didn't find it all that photogenic. I took a few shots of it, I experimented with long exposure, I shot some still images with the drone, and I really didn't like any of them, but I'll put the one that was close to somewhat liking, I'll put that one up. Then it was time for the long trek back in. And it's weird because you don't realize how far you walked out there to that lighthouse. It's pretty dang far. And walking with your backpack and 2 cameras and 2 tripods and a drone and all this stuff kind of wears you out a little bit. Here's a good shot that shows the overall distance it is to walk out there to the lighthouse. So now I'm getting relatively close to where the car is parked, and I run across this scene. This sand and snow and just all swelled up in the wind. So I took a few shots with my iPhone, and I'll show you those now. But before I do, I want to let you know I did an informal poll on my Facebook page and asked people what they liked most, the black and white or the color. So I'm going to ask you all the same, and let me know in the comments. Alright everybody, hey, that's going to do it for another video. Thank you all very much for stopping by the channel. You all know the drill. Like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't, comment. With that, I am Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. We'll see you next time everybody, bye bye.